guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Faith, and we're going to be talking about tropes I hate as a literary fiction writer. And these are going to be literary fiction tropes I hate. I feel like within the literary fiction community, there's this like thing about tropes. Specifically, they're talking about like romance tropes and like fantasy tropes where, I don't know, I feel like it's made fun of, but like I feel like in the literary fiction community we do have tropes, and so I'm going to be talking about those tropes and the tropes I specifically hate. And I feel like this is a way for me to hate on things within books without actually hating on a book, and like in turn almost hating on the author, which I feel like I'm not doing that, but at the same time, like with the way I talk about books, I'm very mean about it. So yeah, I decided this is just like a good way to just, I guess, yeah, hit on books or whatever. So basically how we're gonna do this is I'm gonna go from my least hated book to my completely I hate this book so hated book trope, literary fiction book trope, to my most hated trope. So let's get started. Anyways, I guess kids are playing It's Hot Outside. Another time I'm still wearing my jacket, but whatever. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about, and at the number 10 spot, so my least hated book trope, is the, let me see this, happy ending. So when I say happy ending, let me make sure, yeah. When I say the happy ending trope, what I mean is like when you're reading a book and it's like the most miserable book to ever exist until the third act, like until, yeah, like that just, it makes me mad. And when I say that, I don't mean like books that are just like, oh, it's sad or whatever, it's kind of sad, but I mean like these books are like miserable, like they are absolutely like, and the things, I like books like that, like, you know what I mean, don't get me wrong, like I can enjoy a book that's sad and whatever, but when I start to have a problem is like when you go from that to a 360 and then it's just like a really happy just like book, like, oh yes. And usually how this works is it's usually like healing, like the story starts off with the character like in a bad place, and then they're kind of just like, it's not a healing story exactly, but it's like they realize that they need to heal, but like they realize that in the middle point of the book, and it's just, I feel like there's something wrong with the pacing with those types of books, and that's why, because it's literally like the third act, and like even less than the third act, like a couple of chapters, and it almost feels like what's happening in the last couple of chapters isn't real. It's not a part of the same story that's over like this completely sad book, and I don't know. So yeah, that's trope I hate, but I don't hate it too much because like I get why it happens, but at the same time, like when you're reading it, it's just like weird to see it happen because you're just like reading this book and like you're in this mind space where you're like, let me I don't know, whatever this book, wait, let me make sure for these two. Okay, yeah, and it's just like another thing that happens within the happy ending trope is that there's just like this love interest that like shows back up. Like they were in the first act, they disappeared the whole second act, and then they came back up the third act. And like, do you see what I mean by like it's inconsistent? Like the third act tends to just be like, it feels separated from the book, because I feel like it's more just like lazy writing, and that's the real reason why I hate it, because like it doesn't feel like it fits in the book because of just like, I don't know, it just feels like a fantasy. It feels like it's not actually happening. It feels like, I don't know, the author just didn't want to make it this the most depressing book they could have ever made it, and so they decided just to be like, oh, okay, let's just make this book well, like, let's just have a happy ending that kind of makes no sense from the rest of the book. I feel like I'm not making sense, but like if I am, hopefully I'm making sense, guys, please. But anyways, The next book trope we're going to talk about at the number 9 spot is the third act hospital. Now, this is a weird trope within literary fiction. Like, I truly do not know where this trope came from. So when I say the third act hospital trope, I mean that we have our main characters, right? Usually this also falls in line with the happy ending trope where it's just like completely happy or whatever. Where well, actually no, it doesn't. Actually, it kind of does, yeah, because it's just like something that happens in the third act that makes no sense from the rest of the story. But what happens is usually you have a really boring book for literally like the first 2 acts, and then the third act, the something crazy happens. Like their character lands in the hospital, and how does that happen? It's like the weirdest thing ever. It's just like you're minding your business, and then they're just like, oh, their car flips over, and then blah blah blah, this happens, that happens, and then they're in the hospital, and because they're in the hospital, that fixes every single problem they had in the beginning. And it's just that trope's literally like just makes me want to crawl and itch and just stop doing this. Like I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. It's also like, you know, on the less side of the spectrum, like, of hated tropes, because like I guess it's not that big of a deal, but I just feel like if the whole rest of the book is boring and just like quiet and slow paced and whatever, then don't hit me with a hospital scene where like they somehow end up in the hospital and then try to fix every single problem because they're in the hospital and just like expect me to believe this is a good book. Like, it's not a good book. It was never a good book. You're just trying to like play around with me, and I don't like it, because I feel like maybe in a thriller it would be better, because like the whole book is high stakes, but like within literary fiction, like specifically the way that this trope is always done, it's the most quiet book to ever exist until that very moment. And like, yeah, so I don't know, I hate it. It should stop happening in books. Whatever. Now at number 8, I feel like this is like a lot of people's hated tropes. Actually, a good amount of people. I feel, which this is the writer trope. So the main character is a writer. And the reason why I hate this trope is it's boring. It's like, and maybe this is like the romance reader in me. Like, I used to read a bunch of romances, and like within the romance genre, if you know, like the main character always has like different jobs, and they're very much like job. I don't know. I don't know, like they have different jobs, which is interesting and like part of what makes the book interesting. But I feel like within a lot of literary fiction books, you have like the main character be a writer, and it's boring. Like, I already know what it feels like to be a writer, so why would I want to read a book about a writer? And it's like usually it's boring. It's just like something that's really boring for an author to do, and I hate it. Like, yeah, and I feel like they talk about a bunch of topics within the writing world, like, oh, what is it? Imposter syndrome. It's a very writerly thing. Writing a book takes so long. Writing, I feel like this is like the equivalent to like how, you know, Gen Z. Well, I'm in Gen Z. Let me not play with myself. But yeah, like how people will say like they hate books about social media influencers, or like TV shows about social media influencers, because it's really cringy, because it's like you already know what that feels like. So then like when you see it in a book, it's just kind of just like, okay, like I get the references, and I feel like it's never that deep, because like you can easily get what you're getting in that book in real life in these author spaces. And I don't know. It makes me very mad. And it's a different thing if you're doing like a film writer, unless you're doing that weird writing thing where people do this weird thing where people will have their main character be a writer and they're writing about their lives. That makes me itch and crawl. That makes me no. Let me stand back. But like, if you're doing like a film writer and they're writing about something actually different from their life, then I'm fine with that. Like, I'm fine with the journalists. I'm fine with any other writer than a book writer, but I think that's because I write, and so I get a lot of the issues within that thing. But I also like shows and like books about what are they? people who work at like minimum wage jobs or whatever, and I've worked those types of jobs or whatever. And I feel like the main difference is that I feel like a writer, I don't know, it just feels romanticized, or I don't know what they do in it that makes me so mad whenever I see it and whatever. So that's just the trope I don't like. Just don't get me started on that trope specifically. If you watch A Million Little Things, I always hate on that show because the main character, well, not the main character, the black character, Rome or Romeo, or is it Rome? I think it's Rome. Whatever, he's writing like this film thing, and it's like bad, which this is not about TV shows. This is about like book tropes, but like still, I hated it in there, where like he's writing this film and it's exactly about his life, and she's like, bro, that's so boring. Like, leave it alone. Okay, now at number 7, let me see where the affair trope. So I feel like this is gonna be like, that's just like a hot take, low key, because like I feel like the majority, like if you picked up what's called literary fiction, I'm telling you, you're gonna just like pick up a affair book in some way or another. And so what's the affair trope? It's kind of just like self-explanatory, where there's an affair in the story. But I also am talking about like just dating, cheating, just like whatever in general, just like when that happens. And the reason why I hate it is because I don't like dating in books. Like I'm yeah, I guess I'm just weird. Like it's like, and it's not like anything against dating. Like I had date people or whatever. Yeah, it's nothing against that. I get bored. Like affairs are just not fun to me. It's just like, oh my gosh, we have to keep our secret relationship away from our partner. Blah 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 blah. My partner doesn't like me. Blah 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 blah. That's why I'm in this affair. Yay. Blah. Let's keep this thing a secret. The partner figures out in the climax, or I don't remember when I haven't read an affair book. Like actually I've read a bunch of affairs in books, because usually affairs are just like side plots of books. Like you will see that in every single book. It's just like the side thing that's happening, and it's just like, okay, who cares, blah blah blah. I just throw it away. It's just like a throwaway thing for me, and that's why it's kind of low, because like I don't think affairs specifically ruin a book, but I feel like it's just such a boring thing because it's the same thing over and over again. And I'd be fine if it was the same thing over and over again, but like I just don't like dating in books, because that's just like, I don't know, it's just something about not getting to know any character, and it's just like this, they almost feel like a little fairy tale, the person that they're in love with, because I'm just like, why do you like this person so much that you are ruining your relationship, your family, for this random person that I just don't care about? Like, I don't know. I just get bored with that, and I feel like it's never an in-depth thing. Ooh, I'm looking at something that makes me mad in my list. But anyways, it's never really in depth of like what the other characters like, except like it's giving manic pixie girl, and like what's the guy equivalent to manic pixie guy? I don't know. That's what it just gives off. It gives off those types of vibes, and it's just like, who cares? And even in just like Hollywood and in general, just like the whole cheating and just like blah blah blah. Like it's interesting at first in shows specifically. In books, it's not interesting at all. Like I do not care about Daryl. Like I don't want to hear about Daryl and how you're in love with Daryl instead of what's a good another guy name, instead of Alex. Like I don't care. I don't care that Daryl's a bad boy and just like makes his life so interesting. And like, do you see how manic pixie guyish or manic pixie girl, because it sometimes with girls too, girlish or guyish, I don't know, that just sounds like, it's just like so boring, and it's just so annoying. It's just like, I don't care. Like if you want to have that affair, but just leave me out of it, because I'm bored. I don't want to know about this random person that you're obsessed with. I don't want to know about how your relationship isn't working. And I actually, you know what, I do love learning about like why a relationship isn't working. But I feel like with these books, the author tries to make you not hate the main character, so they like give a reason for why the main character is cheating, like, oh, the relationship is boring, or like blah blah blah. And it's just like, it's never like anything about the relationship that they're currently in is like something And then there's another side of the affair trope. Ooh, this grinds my gears as well. The one where like the main character's single, right? And then they're just like messing with a married person. Like, guys, that actually makes me so mad. Like it grinds my gears, and we might just be sitting here all day if I go on my rant, but I'll go on a little rant right now. But why that pisses me off so much is because I do not care that your feelings are hurt because the guy that is in a relationship, or the girl that's in a relationship, you're dating them, or it's like the person, let's be gender something. Okay, but like, yeah, I feel like I sounded like I was laughing, but whatever. But like, gender inclusive, that's what I'm at. But like, yeah, it's like, just like, I do not care that the person that you fell in love with is in a relationship and you knew about it, and now you're just complaining to me. Like, you just sound annoying right now. And I feel like people do that like within real life too, and it's just like, bro, you put that yourself in that situation. I'm not gonna feel bad for you, and I do not care about your situation. Like, shut up. Like, clearly this is not something I care about. Just do what you want. The partner finds out, who cares? That's on you. Just leave it alone. It's like, bro, that man will never love you. That girl will never love you. That person will never love you. Leave it alone. It was clear from the very beginning, and I didn't care. And that was my little rant on the paratrope. I have a little more to say about it than I thought I did, but like, yeah, it's just annoying to me. And really, another thing that annoys me is that every single book is about this. Like, it's just like this random affair that this young girl is having with this older person, and it's so annoying because it's just like, I don't care. I do not care that you are having an affair with I mean, not an affair, but like, specifically the person's single or whatever, and they're having an affair with a married person. Like, I do not care that you put yourself in that position, and you're complaining to me as a reader because, like, as I said, I don't care. And it's just, it makes me so mad that it's in every single book. And even books that are not about a relationships or like whatever those things are, have it just like as a side plot thing. And it's so annoying because I feel like the trope is supposed to be like some drama thing that like people are supposed to be obsessed with because it's dramatic, blah blah blah, but it's not dramatic enough for me. Like, I can't stand it. Let me go to the next thing before I start ranting. I hate that trope. I hate it so much, and every literary fiction book has it. Oh my god. Oh, oopsie. Okay, whatever. The next trope, let me see. Okay, family saga. Okay, family sagas. I love family dramas because family sagas and family dramas are different. So what I consider a family saga is like a like long line of family members, and like it's multi-generational. A family saga I consider a multi-generational thing, and a family drama I consider it can be multi-generational, but like one generation after like the parents, and just one, and like they're kind of involved, but it's mostly explaining family dynamics. And just like a family drama is just like the drama within a family, versus a family saga, which is like generations and like explaining how almost this family came to be, and like, yeah, came to be the way that they are. So usually you have like some great grandmas, some grandmas, the mother, the daughter, whatever, and it's just like a long line. You see what I mean? Like, that's what I consider family saga. So why do I hate family sagas so much? It's boring. It's literally the most boring thing that you could ever do. How could you take a family and the juicy drama that they have and strip it of that and just say, oh, okay, let's just deal with the things that, how this family came to be. And it's like, it sounds like it could be interesting, like how a family came to be, and it can be interesting if it's a family drama. But when it's the family saga, what they do is just like, oh, the great grandma, what would the great grandma do? Marries this guy who's abusive to her, which causes her to hate herself. Okay, this is a weird, like, you know what I mean? But like, so that happens, and then like the daughter, just like the relationship with the dad isn't good. Sure, let's say that, and so they become, I don't know, they date a bunch of men to like fill the void for him. And then because of that, the mother tries to be strict. I don't even know how these things work, and it makes me so mad that this is just like a trope, because it's just like it's very much just like that, and it's just like very much it's one line of thinking of how a family came to be. Just like one thing happened, then this caused another thing, and it's just like that just makes me so mad, because like I don't think that's how dynamics work, and I think, and it's just like it's never in depth. Another thing, yeah, that's like I guess my biggest thing, that's never an in-depth, like, I don't know, character study or just like whatever of what happened, and like, okay, wow, my hair is whatever, but like it's never like in depth, and that's what makes me mad about it, because like I don't know, I just want the family saga to not just be like, oh, this is what the grandma dealt with, and it's almost like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I feel like everything is just like one off. It's just like it's dealt like in bubbles, and I feel like family sagas often deal with every single issue to ever exist. Like you have racism, sexism, sexual assault, queerness, what's another issue? Fat phobia, transphobia, just like all the phobias, all the ists to ever exist in it. And it's like it's not like it's like talking about those issues, but I and like each family member has like an issue, and I'm fine with characters, but like I don't like character instead of character, whatever. I just don't like it within this context, because it just annoys me. It just annoys me. If you've read a family saga, you know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to be like specific about what I mean, but it's just like if you've read a family saga, you know what I'm talking about. Where they strip a book about the dramas in the family, and it's just like there may be dramas, but you're not focusing on the dramas. You're focusing on just like this whole family history instead of just like the interesting stuff. So it's just like the interesting stuff is just kind of just like it's it's explained in the beginning that there's like some dramas happening, but then like at the end of the book they explain the dramas, the different family drama relationships, whatever. But it's just like it's never in depth. It's just like, oh, okay, this is what it is, and then at the end this is how it's been fixed. It's just like I don't care, because like I wanted the whole story to be about that relationship, or like those couple of relationship, and I would have followed that, but that's not what it's about. It's about how um this relationship happened, but like throughout years of like just like throughout the generations, how this person became who they were. And another thing that pisses me off about this trope is that it's just, actually, well, I'll fix it. I said this before, like it's just very much one note. Like this happens, then this happens, then this happens. It's very complicated to explain, but I hate family sagas. They make me very mad. I just think that they are just, they take everything about a family that's so interesting, and they just like take everything good out of it and just like throw it away, and just like give you a little glimpse of it so you're happy or whatever, and then just like take it out. So let's get to the next one. So I was at number, let me see, where was I was at number 6, and this is hard to read my little notes, because like I just wrote a bunch of 10 tropes I hated, and then I ranked them from 10 to 1. So let me find number 5. Okay, number 5 is a young main character. This is like a character who's under 18, or just like even characters who are above 18. I'll explain a little bit later. So under 18, the reason why I hate it is because I just feel like most of the times it could have been a young adult book. They just put it as an adult book for no reason. It's like, I don't like young adult books. Like, I do not care about your high school drama. Like, I seriously don't care. And it's like, I could care because like, actually no, I don't like books about school. It makes me mad, whatever. And I feel like, yeah, the character sounds young. I don't like that. And it's just like, that's what makes the book the book. But at the same time, I don't care. And then like, when I said like even above 18, when I say young main character, I mean like the character acts like a baby. Like, I don't know what it is where a character will act so young. It's like, bro, what are you doing? It's just like when people do baby voices and you just look at them and you're just like, okay, like, I don't know, you weirdo. Like, you are absolutely weird. Like, I don't want to read this grown adult just like acting like a child, or just like a child just being a child. Which, okay, children are fine, but like, I feel like I just don't care. And I feel like the way adults deal with children is just like, I don't think they're good at it. And I feel like the drama's just annoying. The things are just annoying. I don't understand why books about children can be adult books. Like, I know when they're adult books, like the difference, because usually sometimes it's out of school, sometimes it's in school, and it's like there's always some element of the book that makes it an adult book, but I just never think it's worth the annoyance, because it's just like it's annoying. Like, I don't care. And like, I've read a couple books that I'm fine with the character being a child, like Our Missing Hearts. That was a good book, and the main character was like a child or whatever, and I liked that. But I feel like the reason why I liked that was because it alternated between the mother's POV, the child's POV, and maybe the dad's POV, so someone else's POV maybe. And I feel like it worked in that book, and I just feel like certain ways they can work. But like, I feel like an adult POV has to be closely. Oh, another book that I do love that has the child POV or young main character POV is the 100 Years of Lenny and Margot. The main character is 18. She acts like a child, but I feel like compared with the Margot character, which is like 87, it just really mixes. And I feel like the way that the author wrote Lenny, who's 18, was really good. And I feel like it was done in a good way, because I feel like it didn't feel cringy. It didn't feel like highly annoying. And I feel like also just like coupled with the adult main character, it can be interesting, because like, I'm just not staring at a child doing whatever they're doing the whole time. So yeah, I don't really like that trope. It kind of makes me mad whenever I see a character who's under like 18. I'm just like, I mean, like 18 and under, I'm just like, oh, okay. Like, I don't think I'm picking that book up. And like, even some young adults who are, yeah, adults, I usually read the description and like see what type of book it is, and if it's going to sound very much young adult-ish. Like, did you make your main character really young because you had to, and the issue that you're talking about is about young adults? Then I'm like, okay, it can be good, but like, I tend to not like it, because I don't like characters acting young. And though in my book my character acts young, I feel like when I say that, I mean like this baby voice. That's what annoys me. It's not about acting young, because like the 100 Years of Lenny and Margot, the Lenny acted young, and like, I liked that book. But my problem is like when they act young, but it's like in this annoying, you're stupid, like you are actually like an idiot way. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're just doing idiotic things, and you're expecting me to like this book. Like, no, like you're just an idiot. I don't know why we're reading this book type of vibes. Like, you know what I mean? And usually what I mean by they're an idiot is like they're dating this like older married person. It's just like and it's just like, I don't want to say it, but like, bro, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. And it's just like, they just have this almost baby voice to them, and I don't like that. So then the fourth trope I hate. Oh, this is gonna make me mad. Every single one of these are making me mad. But like, now we're on to like the tropes that actually like they grind my gears, and like I don't know. Okay, let me just be calm. But the black person, or just like the person of color surrounded by white people. So, what's this trope? Which I explained it because I don't know how to just like say it in an easy way. But so basically, you have this black character or person of color. We're just gonna call this character black because I usually read black books. Let me look at my little shelf too. You know what? 50% of the books, 30 to 40% of the books I read is black. Yeah, maybe even 50, probably 50. Yeah, no, I think I was right about the 50% of the books I read is black. Yeah, so like that's the majority of what I'm talking about usually. So so what's this trope? So this trope is basically, we have this black character, right? You know, they're just like blah blah blah, and they're complaining about racism, and they surround themselves with white people for no reason. And it's like this character will be like, because I get the point. Okay, let me try to explain this like a little bit more. So like usually the situation they're in is either they're dating a white person and they're dealing with racism from their partner, or they're in some sort of like they're rich, or they're like going to college or something, and they're dealing with white people. So, and they purposely surround themselves by white people. Like it'll be like, oh, this person doesn't, this black girl, right, doesn't like black guys, so she dates white guys who are racist to her, and we're just gonna just like accept that. And I feel like the point of this trope is to talk about like racism within relationships, racism within the academic field, racism within the upper class, yeah, stuff like that. But the problem is that this main character is surrounding themselves by white people, and they are not forced to. Like, because the author always has to give an excuse as to why there's only white people within this like book, because like you can't just be like, oh, I went to college and there was only white people, because it's like you can pretend that that's what's true, but like there are black people in college. Like I know it's a very few percentage, but like there are them, like there are in college. Like you could have picked this community. So what they'll do is they'll be like, oh yeah, I went to I hung around black people and the black people didn't like me. I was too white for them. And it's just like it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. And it's just like the white people are just so racist. And it's like, if these white people are so racist, then why are you better off with them than the black people who think you're whitewashed? At this point you should just be lonely, but no, you're not. You want that white validation. Something made you stick to those white people and not the black people. Like I get that the black people were doing things to you, and it's just like every single black person did this to you. No, they did not. They did not. Like you start finding communities within the black community, and I feel like just what makes me mad about it is just like the fact that I feel like we all have that phase once in our life, but I feel like we all learn and grow out of it because we realize that white people are no better than black people. Like, you know what I mean? So then it's just like, I don't know, it makes me very mad. Makes me so mad. Just like I don't want to see those white people just like bullying the living daylights out of you, and you just like sitting down and just like being with them for no reason. And like you cut these black people immediately off as soon as they said you were whitewashed, but you didn't cut these white people immediately off as soon as they said you were something racist to you. Okay, yeah, sure. And then within the dating realm, it's just like, okay, so these the black men are doing abused your mother, so yeah, so you are going with a white guy who is like abusing you. Like, bro, just make it make sense. It makes me so mad. And it's supposed to talk about racism within like those contexts, but like the main character just doesn't like black people. They don't like their own people. They never do. And it's like the author is trying to justify it so that they can write the book. But at the same time, what it ends up doing is just making your main character sound racist. And this is another reason why I hate books about like people within smart fields. Because like the show I watched that made me realize that people who are smart don't have to hate black people was This Is Us. Because This Is Us, he's surrounded by white people, but what he does is that he makes space for black people. He searches for black people. He looks out for them, and he tries to like be like within those communities, you know what I mean? Like he's searching for that connection, and he searches no matter what. And I feel like he's just a better like example of how you can do that without just like hating on just like, because even though he deals with the racism that comes with like being within those like types of fields or whatever, he still has black people that he seeks out. And I feel like that's what you guys need. They need to seek out black people. And and then at the very end of the book, they're still with white people. They don't learn, maybe I should go towards black people, because maybe like, you know, I mean, some character development, like, you know, I'd eat character development up, like, you know, I mean, you Everyone has to learn. People learn. It's okay. The problem is that they don't learn. They don't learn at all. All they do is just go to another white person that they're obsessed with, or just like the white people become good, or like, how do they do it? Let me think. And think of all the books I've read. They're still obsessed with white people. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, it's just like they're like still going to be with white people, and it's just like there's no character development. Like, because I'm thinking about it, and I'm just like, there is none. Like, I don't know. Maybe they go to a different white person. Maybe, because I'm thinking about the books I've read, because there's one specific one and I'm thinking of right now, but I'm trying to like think of like multiple. So let me think. Because there's two I'm thinking of now, but like with the other book, there was nothing. Like, it's just like there was no community after that one. So like there's that one. Specifically with these 2020 books. Wait, let me think of actually for that one. Let me look at my shelf for a little second. Mm-hmm. Um, you know what? But yeah, in general, they just go to white people, and just like it's just like, why would you do that? Like, you didn't even develop enough to see, like, maybe like people just suck, and maybe I should just like be friends with black people too. Yay. That should be the lesson you learn, but that's not the lesson they learn. What the lesson they learn is what's called black people need to be smarter. Black people need to blah blah blah. And it's just like, bro, you sound weird. Like, I don't know. And I feel like it's just like the most racist things ever. And it's just like, it's annoying. It's really, really annoying. And it's just like, I don't know. I feel like you guys need to admit that there's some racism with that, and it's like, I'm not blaming the authors, because I'm not gonna assume that the authors are racist. I think what they're doing is trying to find an excuse as to why they're surrounded by white people, because the way this situation can be fixed if they just surrounded themselves by black people instead, and you could talk about black issues and it'll be perfectly fine, because at the very least, like, you're like, the things that they endure within these white things, it's just like, no, like, it's like the weirdest thing ever. And it's like, guys, like, these, like, you know, that's the way it could be fixed. And I feel like, yeah, the author just says, let me just try to make it impossible for them to go towards a black community instead of their white community, and blah blah blah. And it's just like, and I feel like it's low-key just racist, because it's just like, oh, black people don't like smart people, black people don't like weird people, black people don't like rich people, black people. And it's just like, I don't know, it just seems like jealousy. Like, you guys just hate on black people who are, how do I say, like, you guys hate poor black people. You guys hate just like, you guys just hate black people who are just like black or whatever. And I just feel like you guys aren't admitting to that, because I don't know why. And it's just like, I get that you can say that within black communities something happened to you, but my problem is like when you're just like, so like, I don't mess with any black person after that, and now I'm in white communities that do something worse to you than those black communities. Okay, you know what, let me not rant about that. You know what, this whole video is just me ranting, because I hate certain tropes so much, and I need to get it off my chest. So at number 3, we have dating within books. I think I talked about a little bit about this within the what is it, affairs trope. So dating in books is just like when the main character is dating a bunch of people, or just like, usually this is about like the sex stuff, like when they're just like having sex with a bunch of people, and it's just like, I don't know. Wait, will they get me for that? Will YouTube try to, whatever, who cares? But like, this is usually like those books where it's just like different people, and it's just like, why I don't care is because I just don't get an in-depth study onto any character, and there's nothing to leech onto, there's nothing to grasp onto, and it's just a boring trope for me. Yeah, it's just like what I said for the fair trope, it's boring. I don't care about, like, there's Kyle, there's Alex, there's another guy named, there's Gabriel, there's I don't know, there's just a bunch of guys, a bunch of girls, there's just a bunch of names, and I just don't know these people. They're just a bunch of people, and I just don't care because they're just names on paper. It's just like, oh, I'm dating this person, I'm dating that person, then, and this is the complications of dating, this is the complications of just having a wide sex life and stuff like that. And it's just like, I'm fine with those things, and within shows it's better because at least I get to see the person's face, but within books it's just like, it's just a bunch of names that, and I just don't really know the characters, and it's just a boring thing for me. So yeah, because I feel like when I say that, it sounds like I'm against it, but I'm not against people doing that. I'm just against books doing it because it's boring, and I just don't know characters, and I just feel like no character is like, I don't know, like I want to know at least like what are the people you're dating, their home lives, and just like whatever, just like something fun, something interesting. But like it's just never that. It's just like, oh, the main character is broken because their dad left them or their mother left them at 3 years old, blah blah blah, or they have a bad relationship with their parents, blah blah blah. Maybe they have to fix their relationship, but they can't fix their relationship, so they mess with a bunch of people. And then after that, something happens, who knows what happens, it's usually like the weirdest thing happens, and then they eventually realize that they need to stop. No, they need to get into a specific relationship. Okay, so now they're in this like monogamous relationship, or they try to get that relationship, and it's just like, oh, okay, like I don't even like, just whatever, I hate the trope, who cares, blah blah blah. Now at number 2, what's at number 2? Weird girl lit. I hate this trope. This makes me mad. Oh, that I might just vent for an hour. So you know what I mean. Get your popcorn, get your whatever. Actually, this video is 42 minutes long so far. So like, let me calm down with how much I'm talking. But weird girl lit. So what's this trope? So this is the trope where weird stuff happens in a book, and people just often refer to it as weird girl literature or whatever. And why I hate it, it's boring. There's nothing that actually happens. It's weird shit's happening. Okay, weird stuff's happening, but what is it? It's just like, it's not in depth. It's just like, oh, okay. It just happens, and it's just like, okay. So you have this novel starts. You have this character who has 20 different traumas. They 20 different traumatizing things that have happened to them. And you hear about it, and you're interested in like the exploration of these like mental illnesses they have, things that have happened in their life and stuff like that. You're not going to get the what's called in-depth discussion about that, or the in-depth thing about that. All you're going to get is that the main character has these things have happened to them. You'll get a 1-sentence summary of it. It'll never be talked about again. You will never see it again. Don't hope for it to eventually come back up, because it will not come back up. And if it does come back up, it's only 1 sentence that you won't care about, instead of just like a couple pages that like you wanted. And then you have like these just like weird things that are happening in the story, like I have a pool that a bunch of people have drowned in the back of my yard. Isn't that interesting? Sure, it could be interesting if the author actually talked about it, but no. We're just gonna say people have drowned in the backyard, the pool in my backyard, and that's all. Yeah, that's what happens. And then the whole situation is they have like this weird situation, again, not explained. Don't hope for it to be explained. It's just, it happens, and it's just there, and it's just like, okay, and it's just whatever. Let me explain something to you. You will not be explained anything, and like, not explained, because I like books that like don't explain things to me, but like, I mean this in a way that's like, you will not get an in-depth look at a person's life because of it. event. In fact, you will barely even know what the event was. Like, they'll say, oh, this happened. Like, people were dropping down in that pool in your backyard dying or whatever. Now, how exactly did they die? Did they fall in the pool? Were they murdered? You will not get that. You will not get that. Just sit down, relax. You're not getting it. It's just a nothing pie. That's what you're having. You have this little tinfoil thing, and you're expecting a pie in there. Don't worry, there is no pie. There is nothing. You're expecting it. It's not there. Like, guys, don't look for it like I did. I was a victim of these books because they always sound so interesting, and they give you interesting things that you think is going to be talked about. It's never talked about. The plot sounds interesting. It's not interesting because it's nothing. It's nothing. There is nothing there. There was not anything there. They just wanted to say a bunch of weird stuff and just like it's like those Mad Libs where what's called you put a like they'd be like write a body part, and then you'd have to write a body part within like the blank line, and then just like the whole story would just be like, you know what I mean? It would be weird and funky or whatever, but it was nothing. There was nothing in that story, and it's just like I always found those boring as a kid because it was just like the leg went walking one day to the mire, and after that it ate some eyeballs. Like, what? Like, I don't care. Like, what? It's just like weird things are happening, but the story is not interesting because it's just like it happens. We are not explained. Like we don't get in depth, like, or just like give us something. There's nothing there. It's a nothing pie. Like, okay, like I have my tinfoil, put something in there, but like in fact, give me a crumb. I'll take the crumb. I'll I'll fix it up. I'll do what I need to do, but I don't have that crumb. In fact, I was just like, they're holding like the pie in their whatever. How, like, it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. So yeah, that's why I hate the weird girl trope, weird girl literature trope, because like it's nothing. And I feel like people honestly are 24/7 like, oh my gosh, this book was so weird. It was so weird. It was so blah blah blah. But it's just like nothing was in depth. Like, they talked about sexism, but like it was just like, one day, this guy took my invention, like my teleportation invention, and stole it from me. Never talked about again. That's all. That's what you read, and that's all. There is nothing else. Like, I'm telling you guys, there's nothing else, and it makes me so mad that people recommend these books and just like whatever. And I get it that some people actually genuinely like it. I don't understand how you would, but like I get it that people are into it, and they're saying they're not lying. I don't believe them personally because I hate it. But it's so bad. It's so bad. I'm rocking in my thing because of how much money I wasted on these books that had nothing in them. There's nothing in. Okay, sorry. I try to be good at this, but whatever. Okay, the last trope we're gonna talk about, and my number one most hated trope to ever exist. I'm closing this book and throwing it across the room because of how mad I am. I know how I'm really. You can visibly see okay, I do hate this trope though. Like, this trope actually very much makes me mad. The nameless main character, stop doing it. There is no point in doing it. You did not have to make your main character nameless. Why would you do that? You have automatically ruined the book. The very moment I'm reading the back of a cover and I realize that there is no name for the main character, like a young woman, blah blah blah, and then I look through the book and there is no names, I immediately put it back. I do not care. This is a trope that I would purposely not read a book if I know it's this trope. Like, other tropes, it's like, you know what I mean? I might, try to, I don't know, buy a book and then, like, regret it. But this trope, I will not read it. You cannot make me. I will be dragged across, grass, screaming and crying if you try to, make me read these books. Because they're so annoying. So, basically, we have this nameless main character who's nameless, and they're just someone. Just they're not described usually. They're just doing things in the world, and the book is like 100 pages, and they're just like doing things, and it's just like the main character is part of the equation. Like I need the main character to be exist, but they don't exist. It's almost like a narrator in a book. Just like whatever. I don't know what their point is. I don't know why we had the rise, and I don't know why books continue to be like that. It just seems lazy to me. Guys, stop doing this. Like, it's like, this trope is the one trope. Like, if you tell me you like this trope, I will not believe you. Like, I do not believe you. I think this trope should be eradicated from the book world. I think this trope, and the things, what people's excuses for nameless main characters is that the main character is nameless, so it can apply to a wider audience. For example, if it's a black book, then a bunch of black people experience this. You having a name on that main character does not, what's called, I don't know, stop you from applying this to a bunch of black people in general, because that's not what it does. What it does, though, is it makes your main character a main character, and it makes you actually realize that this is a main character, and you can't just have nothing, you can't just give nothing to their personality. They can't just be like nothing, just sitting down in the, I don't know, just like sitting down doing whatever. We know nothing about the main character. I couldn't tell you what this character's favorite things are. It makes me rock back and forth to think that these books are being published for no reason. They're bad. They're bad. I don't know why publishing continues to do this. And I just, it makes me so angry. So very angry. Yes. It's just like the main character has no personality. They have nothing about them that makes them seem like they're human, or just like anything in general. And it's just like, I don't care. I simply don't. It's just like, I don't know. They're just doing whatever they're doing in the book, and I don't know. It's just like, at this point, I don't know if this is a self-interest insert book. Like, if it was, then you should have wrote nonfiction. I don't know what's going on with that trope. Let me stop talking about it, because I'm genuinely getting mad. So yeah, those are the 10 tropes I hate. I hope you enjoyed this video and enjoyed me getting mad. I guess thanks for watching my video. Like, subscribe, and comment. I've never said that in a video before, but like, I'm saying it now, so you should listen to me. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.